Hello friends, welcome to our channel Stocks Factor. Hope you are doing well. Friends, this is yet another video of our derivative analysis masterclass series in which we will discuss the topic futures rollover statistics. How to interpret the future rollover statistics, what is futures rollover, how it is done, why it is done, and how to analyze the futures rollover statistics in favor of your trading decisions. Friends, before you watch this video, I also highly recommend you to watch the video which we have just posted few days back on the futures cumulative open interest. The link is in the suggestion above and also in the description of this video. You can watch the futures cumulative open interest video before this video or after this video, but you should watch that video in which we have discussed in detail what is futures cumulative open interest, how it is calculated, why it is used, and how to use that particular number in favor of your trading decisions. Friends, I'm asking this because that indicator is a very important indicator when it comes to the derivative analysis. So friends, before we start the video, if you are new to this channel, please subscribe to our channel to get the notifications of our weekly market analysis videos, derivative analysis series videos, and other videos which we have started posting. And if you want to access the link for the dashboard, you can drop us an email to this particular email ID and we'll provide you the free access to this particular dashboard. So let's get started. So friends, let us define what is rollover first. As you already know, and you might have heard that in the derivative segment, the traders generally roll over their positions to the next month in order to continue their position. So what do we mean by that, rollover? So rollover is nothing but you sell the current month contract and buy the next month contract, right? Suppose you are carrying a long position in this particular month. So what you will do is you will sell the current month contract and buy the next month contract, and vice versa. If you have shorted the position in the current month, you will buy the position in the current month contract, you will square off the position and sell the contract for the next month. So this is generally the rollover, you call it, right? So generally you will see the rollover in future contracts, not in option contracts, because as you already know that options are generally zero if they are out of the money, and if they are in the money they are settled. So there is no concept of rollover in the options positions. They are restricted to that month only. But futures contract, you can carry the positions by paying a small premium or even in the discounted price, depending on how the future price is calculated for the next month. So people can roll over their positions accordingly. So it generally happens when the expiry is close for the current month, right? So now how the rollover is calculated. So we have understood the definition of rollover, what the rollover is. Now how in the market the rollover is calculated. So it's nothing but basically you sum up all the future contracts open positions for the current month, next month, and far month. So whatever outstanding open interest is for the current month plus next month plus far month, and then you also calculate the open interest of only the next month plus far month. So basically you have calculated two numbers now. One is the sum of all these three open interest, and one is only for next month plus far month, and then you divide the next month plus far month by the total. That gives you the percentage that how many positions generally have been rolled. See, in this case there is no exact way of identifying that the same person is rolling over that position or the person is directly buying the next month position or selling the next month position. It's a way to identify that how many positions which are open in the current month have been moved to the next month. So this gives you the percentage. In this way you can make a view of how the positions have been rolled over. Now let's move further. Now why generally people roll over their positions? As I was mentioning in the previous slide, that generally the people who have suppose made the long positions in the current month and they feel that the prices will go higher. Suppose a rally has been made in this particular month for a particular stock and they expect the rally to continue. So they will roll over their position by paying a small premium, because generally you will find that a next month future contract is available at a premium as compared to the current month contract. So premium means slightly higher in the price. You will see a difference of 50 paisa in some cases, or 1 rupee or 2 rupee, right? So you have generally seen. In some cases, very rare cases, you will also find the next month future price discounted as compared to the current month future price. That generally depends on many factors, especially when the company is giving the dividend or when there is high bearishness over that particular stock. So those are the reasons when in case the price is discounted to the spot price or the current month future price. Similarly, you can say that the person who has shorted the position in the current month, he will buy the position and then short again for the next month. So in this way, they roll over their position because that person is having the view that the bearish trend may continue. If the stock is falling in the current month and he expects the stocks to fall again, he will sell the next month contract. So that's the reason why people roll over their positions. Now moving further. So friends, apart from taking the view in order to roll over the positions, these are the three main reasons why you roll over your positions. The first is to avoid the costs and obligation associated with the settlement of the future contracts. So what do we mean by that? If you suppose you carry your positions till the expiry date, so and you have not settled your positions, it means you have not squared off your positions. So depending on suppose it is option contract or the future contract, it will be leading to the settlement, the physical settlement in the market. You will be obliged to buy or sell the position depending on whether you are having long or short position in the open market, and then whatever person is having the option contract open against you, suppose you have the buy position and one is having the sell position, so you both have to settle in the physical market. So to avoid that physical settlement, people generally roll over their positions. Okay, and another reason is it helps you maintain the same position beyond the current expiry, right? So you are basically rolling over your positions in order to carry the same position, whether long or short, to avoid the settlement and maintaining the same positions in the next month. So this is the reason why generally people roll over their positions. Now friends, let's come to how to interpret the data. So basically how to interpret the rollover data is depends on two factors. Rollover statistics tells you the continuation or the pause of the current trend, and the second point it tells you is the magnitude, that is the strength of the current trend. Okay, so these are the two reasons why you should look at the rollover statistics, right? To see the continuation and to see the magnitude. So let's discuss the use cases, how you can understand the continuation and the magnitude of the current strength. So friends, in this particular table, you can see different scenarios, and let's discuss these scenarios one by one. The first is that in the current month, the price has increased. Open interest has also increased. You have seen a steep rise in the open interest, that is the cumulative open interest, and rollover is also high. So the expiry has happened, and also you have realized that the price in this expiry has increased, and till the expiry the rollover has also been high to the next month, and the rollover cost is positive. Positive means, as I mentioned, that the next month future price was available at a little premium. It was higher than the current spot price going on in the market. Suppose we take the example of SBI. SBI is spot price is, cash price is trading at 300, but the future price next month prices was available at 301, that is 301. So it means it is available at a premium as compared to the spot price. So that is means the rollover cost is positive. Okay, so it means that the move will continue. So that is a positive signal, and it indicates that the move will continue in the next month also. Now the second case, that the price has decreased, open interest has increased, rollover is high, and the rollover cost is negative. Negative means the future price is available at a discount to the spot price. So because it means that the current month the bearishness was in the stock, and the bearishness is likely to continue in the next month based on the rollover statistics, and people will roll over their short positions to the next month. That's why the future price is available at the discounted, because people are shorting the positions heavily. Now coming to the third scenario, increase in the price, increase in the open interest, but the rollover percentage is very low. Now how you can identify that the rollover is low? You have to compare it with somebody, right? So what generally you do is you compare the rollover percentage of the current month with the average of the previous 3 months. Okay, so we have so we'll discuss this in the dashboard also. We'll show how you can do that. So basically the percentage is in terms of you compare with the previous 3 months average, and then you identify that the rollover is low. Okay, and also you pay attention to the open interest also, not only to the percentage but also to the total open interest number, because generally what happens is maybe in the previous months the rollover percentage was high, right? But the total open interest was low, the number was low, but in the current month the open interest has been very high, so as compared to that the percentage will decrease, right? That's a simple mathematical calculation. So just looking at the rollover percentage, you cannot identify the exact trend or movement. You have to see it with the number of cumulative open interest contracts also, so the cumulative open interest number also, so then you can make a correct view. Okay, so in this case, the third case is that the rollover percentage is low, rollover cost is positive, that is it is available at a premium. then there are chances of profit booking, because people are not very confident that the current move will continue and people are expecting the profit booking to happen at the higher prices. That's why people have winded up their positions in the current month itself, and they have not carried their positions, right? Now the fourth case, that is the last case, that is the decrease in the price, increase in the open interest, but the rollover is low. It means people made their short positions in the current month for a particular stock, but they have covered their positions and they are not rolling their short positions to the next month. So the rollover cost can be positive or negative. Generally you will see negative if there are high short positions, but in case the short positions are not very much, you will also see a positive premium in that case. So it means it gives you an indication that the chances of short covering are there and stock will see a short covering rally in the next month. So people are not confident of rolling over their short positions to the next month. So friends, in this way you can interpret the rollover data. Now we will see how you can see that number in the dashboard and how you can use that number in conjunction with other indicators in order to make effective trading decisions. So friends, let's switch to the dashboard now. So friends, we are into the dashboard now. Now, as we discussed in the slides, that rollover percentage is applicable to future contracts, and as you already know that future contracts are available in the index as well as in the stocks. So we will take one example of both one index and the stock. So let's start with the index. As you already know that we have Nifty and Bank Nifty analysis page. So we will click that. So we are into the Nifty and Bank Nifty analysis page, and I have already selected the Nifty index, and you can see different charts in this page. Now for this video we are going to focus on the rollover percentage, and let's see where the rollover percentage has been shown. So if you go to the bottom of this page, you will see the detailed table, and in this table you will see this indicator, that is the rollover percentage. So we are showing the rollover percentage for every day, but to make the right interpretation, the rollover percentage holds the significance on the expiry day only. Apart from that, any other days rollover percentage is not of very much importance, but only for the expiry day. And as you can see on the table, the date, we have highlighted the expiry date. So whenever the current month expiry takes place, the current day, whichever day the expiry takes place, that is the last Thursday of the month, we have highlighted that in amber color. You can see that the date is highlighted, and corresponding to that you can see the rollover percentage. So in this way you can focus on the correct number, that is the rollover percentage at the end of the expiry. Now friends, as you can see that in the last expiry, the rollover percentage was 75.94% is in case of Nifty. Now we were discussing in the slides also that rollover percentage in itself doesn't hold very much significance unless you compare it with some number, right? So the number we were discussing was the 3 months average. So as you already know, in the dashboard by default we show the 3 months data. So you can see that quickly that this month's rollover percentage is 75.94. Previous month was 78.68, right? And then you see that 77.45. So if you take out the average and just see that more or less it's the same, so only hardly a difference of 1 or 2%. So 75, 76, 77, so it is very much similar. Now we have to see the cumulative open interest. So we will go to the top chart, right? So quickly in that chart you can see that expiry on expiry, what is the cumulative open interest, right? So here you see the trend that the price is going up for the Nifty and the cumulative open interest is also rising. So now you have got the indication that every month the long positions are increasing, right? It's not the same as compared to the previous month. It is increasing, it is in uptrend, and the price is also increasing, and the rollover percentage is similar, right? It's high and it is similar to the previous month's average. So it means that people are bullish on Nifty, right? And people are carrying over their long positions to the next month. So this gives you an indication that the uptrend in the Nifty is likely to continue. So in this way you have to analyze the rollover percentage. Had the rollover percentage been lower, like less than 70, then you would have got an indication, you would have taken the cautious stance that the rollover percentage is not very much high as compared to the previous 3 months average. So we have to take a cautious stance. Maybe the correction can take place and then we can enter into the market. So in this way, rollover percentage gives you an indication when you are trying to make a view positionally. Like if you are a positional trader, you are trying to make a position for few months, like not for the current month only, but for 2-3 months, then the rollover percentage is very important for you. Now let's take an example of the stock. So we will go to the stock analysis page. So friends, we are into the stocks analysis page and I have selected the Kotak Bank example. You can see that the cumulative open interest is rising continuously, and also you can see that the price is also rising for few months in the Kotak Bank. Now, similarly as in the index, the rollover percentage is exactly the same way it is calculated, and the dates are highlighted. So you can see the rollover percentages. So for the last month, it was 96.26%. And if we see before that, you see 93.11%. And before that, it was 96.35%. So friends, it means that in the Kotak Bank, the rollover percentage has been good in the month of December. So friends, in this way you can analyze the data, and as I mentioned that you have to analyze the rollover percentage not in isolation but in conjunction with the cumulative open interest also and the price. So you have to see the trend of all the things. You have to see that the price is rising and the rollover percentage is also high and the cumulative open interest is also rising. Then it means that the stock is in a bullish zone, right? So in this way, similarly, the price is falling, the open interest is rising and the rollover percentage is high. That means the stock is in bearish zone and people are making the short positions and they are rolling the short position. So friends, we have taken the example of one stock and one index. So in this way, you have to perform the analysis for your trading decisions. So friends, with this we come to the end of this video. If you have any questions regarding the rollover percentage statistics, please post your questions on the comment section and we will definitely answer your questions. And also please do provide your feedback for these videos so that it gives us a motivation to make more such videos and cover all these topics in detail, and we'll take various use cases in the coming videos. So mostly we have covered all the topics of the derivative analysis, one or two left. So we'll cover that in the next video regarding the options and etc. But after that, we will continue with our use cases. Those use cases will be very important for you in order to understand the practicality of these indicators and to understand how to play out in different scenarios. And if you have not subscribed to our channel, please subscribe to our channel to get the notifications of all the videos we are posting in the derivative analysis series, so that you can take the benefit of these videos and understand in detail all those indicators which we have published in our dashboard. And if you want to get the access of the dashboard, please drop an email to us. The email is given in the about section of the channel. Friends, see you in another video. Take care and goodbye.